Good evening to everyone in person and watching online. Today we are pleased. Good evening to everyone in person and watching online. Today we are pleased to have Iona, who will speak to us about safeguarding my happiness. Iona discovered meditation in 2009 and is fully committed to live a life based on spiritual principles. Iona presently serves at Global Retreat Center in Oxford. Today, Iona will be sharing her insights on inner wealth, happiness, and mental health. So over to you. Should she be in the center?
It's good to be here. Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah? How are you? Feeling good. It's your first time here?
Second time.
Second time. Wonderful. And what brought you here tonight?
I think last week I could check out the center.
Yeah.
To one of my friends who suggested me
doing
that. And they told me about this Tuesday talks happening.
Yes.
So this is the second time attending this.
Wonderful. Welcome. And yourself, what brought you here tonight?
I was coming Tuesday.
You come every Tuesday.
Whenever I can.
Whenever you can. That's very good. I will say as a coincidence, I have also started my spiritual journey on a Tuesday evening, and I was going to the center every Tuesday evening for the meditation and some discussion after meditation. So it is a very enjoyable way to start, to come for some discussion. Let's start with a few moments of silence. So we just let go of everything was outside and we are fully present here. Thank you. And I would like to start with a question. The question is, who is making me happy? Whom am I expecting to make me happy? Myself. Very good answer. Commonly, people would say, I am expecting some happiness from the family, from children, parents, partners. At work, some colleagues can make me happy, government can make me happy, or at least someone should remove my sorrow. Who can remove my sorrow? Myself. Usually people are waiting for someone else to come and take away their sorrow, to take away their burden, to take away their negative feelings. People have that thought, that belief that someone made me angry. Someone made me feel upset or low, or my mood changed because of someone, because of you. So if you made me feel upset, you can also make me feel happy. So we want to start our inquiry with answering these three questions honestly. Who can remove my sorrow? Second question, how they will remove it. So reflecting for 1 minute on the question, who am I expecting to remove my sorrow? If I'm not constantly and always happy, and there is some trace of sorrow, who should remove it? Second question, how? Maybe it's the first question you answered, maybe even a teacher or a great man or God will remove my sorrow, or they will make me happy. How? How will that person make you happy? How will they remove your sorrow? How? By treating us good, they will remove our sorrow or give us happiness. That would be wonderful.
Partly trust things you can.
Yes. So how can anyone remove our sorrow, and when? When they will remove our sorrow? It's us to decide. Yes.
Yeah, if we take a pause, probably that's when we see we are in the rabbit hole now.
Yes.
Take a step back. It's us who decide.
Yes. So who will remove my sorrow? Who will make me happy? How and when? Myself. So our first step in experiencing happiness is to reflect on my beliefs. If I'm not sure that it's only me who can create my happiness, who can remove all the sorrow, then maybe I should spend a little bit more time reflecting on these questions, observing my own beliefs, and starting with taking full responsibility. No one in this world can remove my sorrow. And no one in this world, including a higher power, can make me happy. They can give me the method, they can give me the love, they can give me the power, but happiness is in our hands. So that would be our first step, to take full responsibility. And one very simple method that works. Tonight, I can make the promise to myself, I will never get upset again. It sounds very simple, but with tonight's discussion and with the support that we are getting from here with meditation, it works. It is worth writing it down when you reach your house, or when you write it down here. I will never get upset again. That promise that we make, our subconscious mind will work on it, and even more than that, the whole universe will help you if you try, if you are aiming for the highest. If you have the highest possible spiritual aim for yourself, the whole universe will help you to attain that. The only condition is it has to be a high spiritual aim. Everything will cooperate with you to get it. So we start with very, very simple responsibility. Whose responsibility is this? And let me make this simple promise. I will never get upset again. Let me observe how things around me will help me with that. And to be able to make a change, to be able to transform, I may want to look at my openness, my attitude to be open. And I think you all are very, very open to come here. Congratulations for being here tonight, for being interested in a spiritual subject. And our world situation as it is now, there is sorrow in the world, there is ignorance in the world, and the only solution that people have is force. Using more force, using more means to impose our beliefs, our way of thinking, our way of being, because in the lack of knowing who we are, in that environment of ignorance, of darkness, of the spirit, in that environment of violence, human beings don't have a solution anymore. So in this context of the world as it is right now, who can give anyone happiness? They themselves are in great need of understanding and experiencing true happiness. Who has the treasure of happiness to give to others? And there is another group around us, those who will say it's not possible. So you would like to experience this happiness, to be happy, to experience peace, love. There will be some group who will say, it's impossible. We will wait and see. Let's see. He is going, she is going to that course. Let's see. It's not really working, but we will wait and see. Maybe in 1 month, in 2 months, if there will be any result, we will change our opinion. So when we hear such comments, is it easy to keep up, to keep our happiness? No?
Can you ask how, like, who is driving our,
Mind.
driving us? Yeah, driving our mind. So if we let somebody else drive our mind, it all depends on who is driving our mind. So if we allow somebody else to do it, we will never reach the goal. And if we have control on our mind, we will some point of time in lifetime.
Very good. Very nice. Yes. Yes, it's good to be aware that wherever we do, wherever we are, there will be a group who will say it's not possible. Let's wait and see. We're not going to engage with any of this. Let's be skeptical. So, yes, you are right. We need that trust and openness. And I would like to bring to our minds the image of embracing our truth. When you want to embrace a new idea, a new way of living, what does it need to embrace? Give a big hug to our truth. You need to open up your arms. You need to have some kind of openness, to be open to something new. So here, checking our attitude. What is my attitude towards truth? How open am I to experiment with something new, to what we would call spiritual truth? How open am I to give a hug to my truth, to my divinity, to my eternal nature? Give a big hug, embrace, be open to see the higher self. my higher awareness, higher consciousness. Give a big hug to that incorporeal, almighty power. Like coming closer to that. And the spiritual truth, as we describe it and understand it in this school, is very simple. Truth is very simple. What is truth? What would you say is a truth about you? Truth is something eternal, is something that doesn't change, that is permanent. What is truth? What is your truth? What doesn't change about you?
Your love, peace,
Yes.
natural state. Sister, you're asking like usually or like?
Whatever individual answer you have, you can give that. Say again. Yeah.
So first truth is that everyone is going to die one day and we have limited time to spend over here.
Yeah.
We never think about it, but it's ultimate truth.
Yes. You are saying the ultimate truth is the limited time that we spend here in this world, you're saying, that we will leave this body. This is temporary. Absolutely, yes. Yes. What else is the truth? Very good.
But if we are talking about spiritual truth, then we say love and happiness, that's inherent in us.
Yes, 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 very good. So the simple truth would be you are a soul. That is a truth, which means you are more than just a body, more than just a temporary name, temporary association with a family, with a city, with a job. All are temporary, absolutely. But the spiritual truth would say, you are the soul. You are the one that continues after that job finishes, after that body finishes. The soul has a longer journey, and the spiritual truth would say the soul is permanent, is eternal, doesn't die. And the soul has a nature of peace, love, happiness, bliss. Soul is peaceful, soul is blissful. And the relationship with the physical world, which is limited, is that of being a guest. And that is the truth. It's what you said, that we are not here permanently. Who can stay in this body forever? We are here associated with a body, with a name, with a role, temporarily, and we are here as guests. We are here as visitors, as travelers. And the guest does not own anything. The guest does not have rights here. A guest does not have rights in the place that they are visiting. They have all their rights in their home. So the soul comes as a guest in this body, a guest in this city, a guest on this planet. The soul belongs to a home where it has all the rights. But here, in this physical world that we can describe as a box, the soul does not have rights there. Nothing from here belongs to us. We are not physical. The spiritual truth would say the whole physical world is like a box. When you reach home, if you want, I will invite you, and now you have that opportunity. Draw a box and put in that box all these characters and job and whatever happens outside now, and you will realize a truth. Everything is limited, it is temporary, and it is going to end. It is changing as we speak. We are changing at a very high speed. Everything is in that box. To try to take happiness from that box is destined to bring only sorrow. We cannot take happiness from the box. Happiness is not in the box. We are trapped in this box. Yes.
Is connected in the box. We are in the box. Also,
Yes.
yeah. So how can we have the balance between these two?
Very good. We will get there in a few minutes. Agree. That is a very good question. We experience engaging with what is shown as being the box. We have an option. We have the option to be in the awareness of being outside of the box and dealing with what is in that physical world from a higher awareness. The fact that I am here with this body engaging, cooking, cleaning, speaking, learning, being in a family, my awareness doesn't have to be trapped in the box. And we will discuss that. Let's have 1 minute, 2 minutes of experience. Shall we do that? How does it sound so far? Yeah, makes sense? Okay, makes sense? Okay. So just for 2 minutes, revising what we heard, having the experience. Who will make me happy? I am taking responsibility fully for my happiness. I, the soul, am fully engaging with the world around me to create my happiness. I will never get upset. I'm observing my attitude, playing with the thought that I can live in happiness. My attitude changes. I am open to embrace my spiritual truth. Understanding that I, the soul, am a guest in the physical world, a visitor. I cannot own anything nor anyone. I'm completely safe. And my original nature is one of peace, love, and happiness. I can express my happiness. Independent of what is happening in the physical world. I realize I am happiness. Thank you. How is it going? Good? Yeah? How is it going? Yeah? Yeah? Good? In our aim to create a constant state of contentment and happiness, there will be one thought that comes from the box. There will be some criticism, some fear, some concern. One thought of sorrow doesn't make me unhappy. One thought of concern doesn't mean that I have to lose my happiness. People who are happy still have one thought of concern, but they don't have the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one, and so on. One thought of concern about something that is happening in the box, it's fine. The second thought is the problem. Third thought, fourth one. And we are starting a cycle of waste thoughts and negative thoughts, and then it becomes a strong emotion, which is a sorrowful emotion. Emotions are a result of repeating thoughts in our mind. If we want to remain happy, stop repeating the same thought in my mind. As soon as I observe one thought that comes, they are not nice. I have made a mistake. It's not possible like that. One thought. I'm not losing my happiness yet. But as soon as I observe that one thought, what can I do with it? If it keeps repeating, a thought that repeats will create a negative emotion. What can I do? What are your methods when you observe in your mind a thought that is potentially a negative thought? Yes?
Take a moment to usually take. Hello. So I take a moment or two to pause and look at the rationale, like criticism, someone criticized you, right? And look at the matter. Is it good feedback? Is it something I can do to improve on? And try to ignore the worry part, the sorrow part. Just look at constructively. So even if it's a genuine feedback, which is concerning, or somebody's criticized, look at it's an improvement for you, right? You need to improve on that. Is it a valid feedback? If not, thank you. So
Wonderful.
yeah, it's noise.
Very good. Wonderful. Anyone has any other solution? Do you practice anything in that moment?
It's a work in progress, I have to admit. It's not something I've been able to achieve continuously, but something I learned from Brahma Kumari. So it's
good, good, very good. Let's try something else that it's very useful. Let's try for 1 minute to deal with such a thought, such a situation that could bring us sorrow. And I would like to invite you immediately that you see that situation in your mind, that thought in your mind, to give it away. To whom can we give it away? Whom would never take sorrow if we give it to them? Do you know anyone who never takes any sorrow? Do you know anyone? Yeah, it's true. There are no human beings who do not take sorrow. Probably, maybe to some little extent, maybe some of us are more advanced than others. And what we usually do is we try to give the sorrow back to someone. We feel someone created some sorrow in me, so then I'm thinking, well, take it back, please. Will that work? No, it won't work because everyone is here in this box, and as we said, they already have their problems. They can't give us happiness. They can't take more sorrow on themselves. So whom can I give that sorrow? We would say we can give it to that higher truth, to that higher awareness, to that higher consciousness. We can give it to the Almighty. If you have a name for divinity, for God, for Almighty, for the one who is loveful, blissful, knowledgeful, they will never get upset. We can give it to them. Shall we do that for 1 minute? Let's try to experiment with that. Yes?
It's a quick question on giving to someone, right? Isn't that true that certain things have an inherent nature of giving sorrow or grief? For example, death of a very close one, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's natural to feel that way. So can we pass on such griefs, such sorrows? Probably not. So what do you do with that? We don't know. Sometimes we do accept it. That's my thought. But how do you accept without going too much into trouble?
Very good question, very good observation. I would say we do it through this very simple practice in such a way that we can support ourselves and others around us at time of need. So let's say something happens in the family and many of us are in sorrow in that family. If I can keep my peace, my calmness, my stage of contentment, maybe not extroverted happiness, but some kind of silent contentment, I can help others and they will feel that support. And how I can do that? Let's have this 1 minute. I bring into the mind one small situation where there was a thought of concern, and that situation can change into sorrow. And I remember the spiritual truth. The soul, the being of light, eternal, in the relationship with the Supreme Soul, the highest truth, the highest power, the one who never takes any sorrow, the one who never gives any sorrow. And in that relationship, I immediately release that situation, that thought to that Almighty One. I give it to Him. They are like an ocean. He or she, they can accept everything that I'm giving and merge it like in the waves of the ocean. I just give it away. I don't need it. Is it working? Let's try with one more example. Take another situation, another thought. Something that was a thought of concern, and it could have become a sorrow, Or maybe even in the future, you can see maybe something can bring me sorrow. I look at it, I observe it, and I remind my spiritual truth. The soul, the eternal soul, in relation to the Supreme Soul. I come close to the Supreme Soul, to the highest truth, and I just give that situation away. I just release it into that ocean of mercy, into that ocean of love, into that ocean of bliss. And it is merged, it disappears. I no longer have that burden or that heaviness in my mind. How is it working for you? Remember, one thought will not break your happiness. You can win the highest prize in this world. We can all go to the book of records as the happiest person in the world, constantly happy, even if you have one thought of sorrow every hour. One thought will not spoil your record of happiness. It is the second one, the third one, the fourth one. So our method is to observe when that thought arises, and in that moment, be on your tiptoes. Be very alert, like a sportive. They are very good, especially someone who plays with a ball. They have to catch the ball, they have to pay attention. In that moment, pay a lot of attention. Okay, I have to remove the second thought. Do not accept second thought of sorrow, third thought. Change the flow of thoughts. This is what we are trying to do. And one potential method, as soon as I see that, give it to someone higher. Don't give it to someone in the family. Don't give it to a friend. Give it to the one who is higher. Let us look first at the lower part. How do we deal with what is happening in the box? There is one way to deal with it. We reduce the significance and the importance of what we have created in that box. It is not reducing the importance of family, job, friends, world. It is the way I see them, my attitude towards them, the way I feel about that box. When something has become a problem to us, it's because we made it big in our mind. Make it small, and you will be able to overcome it in a day. Any problem, the wisest person that you know, if you go to them with a problem, they first will tell you, can you make it small? Or they themselves will do that for you. They will tell you how to make that problem small. And as soon as you have made it small, next day you overcome it. Next day you found the solution to it. Next day you have resolved it. By believing that we belong into that box, we have made that box huge. It occupies our mind. We are trapped in it. We are just reducing its importance. How? By starting to see the world beyond the box. We start to give more importance, priority to the thoughts about the soul, about the nature of peace, of love, of happiness, then the box will start to shrink. And I'm going to be able to come with the solutions that are new, creative. It does not trap my mind anymore. I don't feel trapped in that web of questions and doubts and fears and insecurity. I can see things from a different perspective. And I'll give you an example. These powers. One example of coolness. These powers are keeping us in that space of true happiness. A recent visit to India in January. And in this visit, I came across a group who are doing distant healing. This is how they are calling it. Through the power of meditation, they are sending good wishes to patients in a hospital. They've been doing this for a few years, and they are doing it a few times a week, almost every day, but not always with the same aim, but 1 hour in the evening. Sometimes there are a few hundreds online, sometimes up to 1,000, sometimes less than 100. With their power of meditation directed towards their patients in the hospital, they've got such amazing results that now 2 more hospitals are requesting their yoga service, meditation service. And all they are doing, they know some names of the patients. So the hospital provides some names, and they direct their meditation power towards that names, but also towards all the patients of the hospital. Why is it possible? It wouldn't be possible without the power of coolness. Even the title, distant healing, they are not trapped into any kind of fear. They are not impressed. They are not influenced. They have remained detached, powerful, loving, and they send good wishes. And the patients are getting well on short term and long term. And now other hospitals want the same service. Which doctor would you trust? One who is very emotional and sometimes confused and maybe under some kind of intoxication, or a doctor who is very cool and has a very cool mind? Which one would you trust? Who will be your surgeon? The cool one. Coolness is a foundation of happiness. Coolness does not mean lack of love or care. Coolness means I can see where the problem is and I can operate with some coolness. Any comments from you? Any questions? Or how does it sound? Yes, please.
It sounds good, but where we are living right now in this box, it has a lot of emotions which we need to, like you said, connect to God. Yeah. So we need to connect every day. First thing I would have observed, because if we don't connect with God every day, it's just like, bushes which keeps on growing in your head. You have to keep on cleaning it. And in this temporary box, we are living like 16 hours a day. Most of the time, then afterwards we are sleeping. So be aware about in that 16 hours. It's really difficult because we get caught up into emotions. We get caught up into our life stress, our Sometimes our performance is there, sometimes our exams are there. So a lot of things are there which keeps on coming to our way, yeah, and they will challenge us to be show your calmness, and we came over here to give you a lot of sadness. So I believe so coolness is important, but what I observe is like we need to keep on connecting with God and taking care of this body on a daily basis, because it's not a one day job, or a say, it's a long term relationship which we need to make it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Please. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one more point which I learned from Brahma Kumari. It's not
Yeah.
just on a daily basis, but intraday as well. Like when we go for drinking water, it wasn't my habit, as Ankur said. It was an autopilot mode, right? Keep going, keep going. And then you realize actually a lot of things have piled up as you described. Taking intraday or during the day when I go for having a glass of water, maybe 6 times, but even if I do 3 out of 6, that really helps, I believe, in some situations. It's just bringing that conscious, awareness about your emotions, about what, be it criticism, be it happiness, either way. Just fraction of a second and then it disconnects. Tried that. Still work in progress, but yeah, intraday also is important. Because if we pile up throughout the day, all these things, you feel drained in the evening. So that's one of the thoughts.
Absolutely. Very good. Yeah. Another image that we bring into the mind related to happiness is starting from beginning, starting fresh, starting new. And this is what you mentioned, we can become heavy or there is too much load. But what spirituality says is option is not here. By coming out in the higher awareness, we are accessing a treasure. We are accessing commerce of peace, love, and happiness that are here constantly. And these are not from what we are experiencing on a daily basis, trying to improve ourselves on an ordinary way. It's almost like a jump. True spirituality is a jump. True spirituality means in a second to be able to experience the awareness of someone who is completely different from you. That was something, first time I asked a teacher, could you explain me about the soul? They said, you are not who you think you are. You are not who you think you are. Our true nature, our original identity is very subtle and is very pure. And we use the word prince in a legitimate way. You, the soul, is royal. You mentioned the relationship with God as being the highest on high, the one who is highest almighty, the one who is the highest wisdom, the one who is always holding the eternal truth, the one who is always the bestower. There are not enough names and praise of the Almighty. And spiritual knowledge would say you are directly related to that highest one, which means we are legitimately in an awareness that is not of a beggar like here, someone who keeps on asking, give me, give me, give me. The sorrow that we are experiencing here is in a begging mode. Give me some respect, give me some time, give me some love, give me some appreciation. Our true nature is one of a prince, is a divine nature. And it is here that we experience true, constant, and unbroken happiness. How? by putting everything in the box, closing the box and put it aside. And using these powers to stay above the line and to come above the line again and again. This beautiful example of mercy, coolness, mercy, love. If I don't want to lose my happiness, I can see others with an attitude of love and mercy. An example, 2 days ago I was in the meditation room and another student came, she sat down and she started meditating. And in just 1 minute, I felt an immense love from God for that soul. We were both meditating, and out of nowhere, I just felt literally how God loves that soul. And it was also light, like in the room, and I felt God gives so much to that soul in that few minutes. And the lesson from that is, and I've experienced it many times, tens of times, how God loves souls. And then the lesson is, how can I get angry with someone when I'm starting to experience and to see that God loves them so much? Someone who constantly annoys you, someone who constantly criticizes you, someone who never does anything right. God would see only their speciality. He will say, wow, look at their speciality. Look how good they are. Look how hard they are working. Look how much they love me. That was my experience. And with that vision, it's easier to stay here and not to lose, not to get angry. I can see. Raja Yoga means see like the king sees. You say, yes, we want to have a relationship with the Almighty, with God, which means see how they see, think like they think, feel like they feel. And this experience of lightness. I'll give you an example of lightness. At a workplace a few days ago, I was observing a situation. One student was given a task, a duty, to do some work. And another student came and said, do you want to go out? Let's have some fun, let's go out. She said, no, I can't. I have a duty to do. After 5 minutes comes again, says, shall we prepare some dinner together, have lunch together? She said, no, I have a duty. I have to do my duty. After 10 minutes, I was observing all of that. Another student comes and she says to the same person, I would like to go out. Can you please do my duty? It didn't take her a second. And she said, okay. That is lightness. Now she had her duty to do, and she's taking on the duty of someone else so they can go out. That is angelic, lightness. She didn't think, how am I going to do both of them? Are they going to criticize me why you're not doing your task and you're doing the work of someone else? You're going to fail in both of them, whatever. When you have that kind of lightness, if someone says right now, who can go downstairs and bring a notebook? If you jump now and you say, I go, it doesn't matter that I'm not doing whatever I have to do. It doesn't matter that I don't listen until the end. It doesn't matter that I'm losing something. But when you have that kind of lightness, that will bring you immense happiness. 2 days ago, we had a workshop. There were hundreds of people, and I was passing a box with pens. There were pencils inside. I was giving the box to someone. They would take one pen and give me the box back. I was giving the box to someone else. They would take 10 pens and then distribute one by one to the others. Which one do you think was happier? Yeah? So one was taking one pen, giving me the box, didn't cross their mind to do anything else. Another one was taking 10 pens, 20 pens, said, I will distribute them to them. And a third person, I gave them the box and I told them, can you please give these pens to others? He took one pen and he gave me the box back. It's okay, but this lightness, this ability to jump, it will bring you tremendous happiness. Even at the cost of not doing your duty, if you jump in that moment to help someone, that blessings will bring you tremendous happiness. I will stop here. Any other questions from you and comments? I can finish with meditation. Yeah.
On the mercy topic, sorry if I have missed that. You meant even though there is criticism, there is annoyance, you just look at the positives of that person and maybe forgive even if you feel angry with someone. What is actually that mercy topic?
Yes, very good. Mercy would actually mean to see them as being very precious, very powerful. And I sometimes use the image of a diamond. Diamond is very precious. When you look at someone else, do you see a diamond there? Or do you see shells? Or do you see someone who annoys or criticizes me? That is God's vision. God is only seeing diamonds. If we want to create that relationship with God daily, we want to see like He sees. So mercy, true mercy, would be to see someone. Don't wait until they criticize or get upset with you, or be proactive in creating an attitude at the working place, in family, at the spiritual place, an attitude of, I see you as a diamond, I see you as being very precious. No matter what you do, you still are a diamond. Yeah, shall we have a few minutes of meditation to finish with? Would you like to say something first, Nidhi? Any comments from you regarding the subject? No? Will you bring us a box? Bring us a box now. We're going to finish with a meditation with a box. Do you have a box, please? A box that includes maybe some pens or anything, a box that is full. Bring us the box, please. No, we can open it, but... no, I think that box is very good, yeah. Thank you, dear. I couldn't help it. I had to ask for the box. It's a box. Shall we do the meditation of the box? Do you want to? Okay. If Nidhi says yes. Are we happy? Ready? Responsible for my happiness? Open to my spiritual truth? Ready for a new birth? Ready for a new beginning? And I put in that box, in which others have already put it a lot, I also put everything. Everything. Everything that is limited. My past, insecurities, dependencies, questions, doubts, old way of being, everything, the job, my attitude, everything that is temporary, limited, and is changing, and it is going to end, I put in that box. And I close the lid. And I leave the box aside. And I know the box is there and I can return to it whenever I want. It's there. But now I'm completely free. Free for a new beginning. The awareness of the true self. As if I am born again. And in this new birth, as I open the eye of my spiritual awareness, as I wake up to my higher consciousness, I see happiness. I see that everyone is happy to see me. Everyone loves me. I'm bringing happiness to everyone around me. In a new beginning, in the new consciousness, I'm bringing happiness to everyone. And everyone loves the soul. This is my new belief, my new awareness. And I stay here with lightness, with coolness, and with love. I keep the company of the highest, the company of the Supreme Soul, the Almighty, the one full of love, the one full of peace, and the one that is always blissful. Now I look at the physical world, at what is happening in the box, and I'm happy to address anything in that box from a new consciousness, from a new awareness. I'm happy to go and do any duty, any work, to be with others, whilst I maintain my higher awareness of being divine, being in the company of the Supreme, and being the one that brings happiness and is loved by all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. A big thank you to her. I'm sure you found it very interesting. And I have known her since.
Thank you.